So you've been working with the Sweet Tomatoes Company how long now?
Almost 20 years.
20 years. That's amazing. And you've probably seen a lot of change over those 20 years throughout the restaurant business itself and yours, back of the house and everything, haven't you?
Well, yeah, there's always evolution, upgrades.
Something
the introduction of the iPhone has,
the process
literally
is now
changed the way we
and running
technology, streamlining everything, becoming more efficient. Crunch time.
Crunch time, one of those that at first there was a little bit of resistance at first, I heard, at crunch time.
Yeah, but it gives you access to numbers 24 hours a day, and you can do schedules, you can look at numbers, and it gives you an advantage as a manager. As a general manager, it gives you an advantage that I think other managers may not have in other industries. I think it's very today.
That's awesome. And the same thing kind of happened with Pachyderm in the beginning, that there was a little resistance trying to get on board with it. Would you say that's a fair assumption?
I would say it's a fair assumption. It's finding a system that works for your restaurant and finding out what you need to remove so that there's 100% buy-in. And once we were able to do that, we were 100% successful.
And that removal was of what item that you were able to do that with then?
The 32-gallon containers.
And now that we've eliminated the 32-gallon trash cans and we've kind of changed the process with the platform cart that we've added into your system, forcing the breaking out of boxes, has that helped also?
Oh yeah, it's been fantastic. Everyone's really, really bought in, and the difference in weight is tremendous. You have your 32-gallon containers where you have all of this weight, and then you have the Slim Jims where the employee is not overextending themselves and potentially injuring themselves, and it's been very, very beneficial. Right now, there's 100% buy-in, and I'm happy with the new system because it's changed the way we do business, and it's also saving us time too.
Saving time, saving money, a cleaner approach, but also a safer approach, which is huge for your people. You don't need an injury when somebody's sitting on the sideline for 80, 90 days trying to get recuperated, but also those expenses. You notice that your 32 gallons were weighing about 125 pounds when we scaled them, and we're only at about 55 pounds to 57 on the Slim Jims. A little bit better process, right? To change.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
That's awesome.
The dishwashers are very happy with it, and they feel safer, which is important because when the employees feel safe, it lets them know that you care about them.
Yeah.
And something was done to make their jobs more efficient, safer, and easier. And who doesn't want that? So.
Yeah. Well, that's great. And also saving the money on the trash, but also you notice that now the dumpster odors and the cleanliness has increased probably tenfold. I mean,
oh, yeah. Also from a sanitation perspective, if you have a cleaner trash area and also cleaner dock area, you're not attracting rodents. You're not creating a situation where rodents may come, or insects. And here in Florida, we have a lot of critters.
Oh yeah.
And if we can cut back on critters or insects potentially coming into the restaurant or being near the restaurant, you don't even want them near the restaurant.
Yeah.
Then that's very helpful.
Yeah, and pest control and moving towards that sustainable picture. We're not utilizing a lot of degreasers. Your dumpster area, I took pictures earlier, and we're going to show that in this with some before and afters in our video. It's amazing, isn't it, how clean it stays? You have to devote barely any time to it now, do you?
Oh, yeah.
And now you've got that hopefully moved into the workforce in the back of the house, in the kitchen, where you can keep that cleaner versus spending time and energy out of the dumpster.
Well, there's also been the dishwashers are taking more pride in what it looks like outside because there's been more of an emphasis for that area to be cleaner, and that's always a good thing because there's ownership. When you have employees that are coming in and they own the area, then you don't have to overmanage it because they're already looking after those things that you want them to look after, and they're doing it by themselves. So.
Making it theirs. That's I think the thing that we're going to try to do throughout your whole team, store by store, is give them that ownership, that sense of pride that when they look at that job, it's like, wow, I'm doing a great job. I'm keeping this place clean, our restaurant, happy guests, happy crew, more sales. So.
Well, one of the major things is making sure that you can have an intention, but if your intention doesn't match up with your result, then you need to reevaluate what your intention is, because your intention isn't clear. So I think that that's something that we had to look at. When we first started out, we were investigating how we're going to strategically do this, and we had to make some changes so that we actually could do it. And once we were able to do that with the containers, a lot of retraining of managers and crew members, then it was very, very smooth flowing.
That's awesome. And would you recommend it to your other Sweet Tomatoes teams and Supla Nation that they get on board and try to change their way if they're able to fit it in and it works within their restaurant, obviously? Would you suggest
Well,
it?
we're the highest volume restaurant in our district. And at first it's how are we going to make this work? And once we were able to make it work, you see the benefits. So if you want to ask yourself, owner operator, and you always want to take ownership, if you're the general manager, you want to be able to run the restaurant like it's yours. If you're able to do that, you're going to have a lot of success. You're going to have a lot of happy guests. You're going to have high sales. I recommend it because you look at the upside. You look at less employees getting injured, cleaner areas, money savings. You're looking at your bottom line. Everybody looks at the bottom line. As general managers, it's our job to make sure that we're upholding the standards and managing those bottom lines so that the company can be profitable. And there's so much upside that it's just a yes. So it's worked out for us, and I give it a thumbs up. So.
That's fantastic, James. And thanks for talking trash with us and changing your processes. It's been great. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you.
And run your store profitably.